திருச்சிற்றம்பலம். நம பார்வதி பதயே.
You mentioned that you want to spend more time on spirituality. Can you elaborate on that?
See, the programs themselves are complete by themselves in many ways, but still, in certain ways, if you look at it, it's more like an introduction to a spiritual process. If one gives themselves totally to this 7 days itself can be a path to enlightenment. It has the ingredient in it. But how many people make that happen? That's always questionable. People just use it to get a little healthier, a little more peaceful, little more stable, little more something else. They're only thinking in terms of little more with the program, they're not thinking to reach out to their ultimate nature. So, for that, we would like to, because different people's needs are different ways, only to a certain point we can do common things with everybody. But beyond a certain point, it becomes very individualized. What you do with one person, you cannot do with the other person because it's very different. According to one's karmic structure, according to how one has built himself into, what kind of trap he's built himself into, accordingly, the solution has to be different too. So what is hardcore spirituality? Hardcore spirituality is a place where there's no teaching. Nobody's telling you how to be, how not to be, all this. It's fundamentally handling the life in you, not your mind, not your emotion, not your body, just handling the life energies and taking them in a certain direction. You see, the moment you sit here, you are a little disturbed, people are going, they're making noises, and if you let them be, they'll go through the ceiling. If you just let them loose, there are people here who will just, fly through the ceiling. They're like that. Because ultimately, if spiritual process has to happen within this lifespan, within this life, if you really have to reach your limits, one way is intense devotion, where you throw away your life completely. Nothing matters. You know, all those mad people, you've heard Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, Mirabai, these are all utterly mad people. I want you to know this. Today you worship them, it's easy. People who lived with them, they had a horrible time because their devotion is such, they're absolutely insane people. They have no sense of the world around them. You should see the kind of trouble Mirabai's husband Bhojraj went through. Unbelievable. Another man would have broken. He went through such a horrible time because this woman is a devotee, a mad devotee. If you don't have the madness, you cannot be a devotee. You must know this. You are a very controlled devotee, you are not a devotee, you are a great deception. There's no controlled devotion. Devotion can only be mad. There is no other way. So that is one way. But if you go that way, you have to be in protected atmospheres in today's world, otherwise, if a Mirabai or a Ramakrishna Paramahamsa appears in United States, you will immediately hand him over to your psychiatrist because they are exhibiting all the qualities in which the psychiatrist or a psychoanalyst sees a client, a permanent client. Yes, they're exhibiting all the qualities. They belong to another world, but it doesn't matter. You don't bother about such things today. If such people appear in United States, they will definitely be pumped with all kinds of medicines and controlled and ruined. They are insane people. They need protected atmospheres. So for that also, you need an ashram, a hardcore place where insane people can go about normal. Totally insane people, mad with this. And another thing is, if you want to do the gnana or the intellectual path, then you need lots of sadhana to sharpen your intellect, to make your intellect like a razor blade, that nothing sticks to it, but it can cut through everything. If this has to happen, we need lots of sadhana. For that also we need a certain space where they are left untouched by other people, otherwise it won't be possible. If we want to do kriya, if we want to raise people's energies to the highest pitch and get them across, then also it needs very severe sadhana, which will need a place. The only thing which you can do in the world is karma. You can do karma yoga in the world and get appreciated. If you do any other type of yoga in its intense form, you will have trouble in the world. You'll definitely have a lot of trouble in the world. The world is not mature enough to accept such things. In United States, it's going to be very bad. Even in India, it's bad. Slowly, they all became westernized, Even in India, today if Ramakrishna appears, he'll have big problems. Those days he passed off somehow. Today he'll have problems. Today he has to be, I'm looking for a right word. He has to be society savvy like me. Otherwise he won't survive. He won't survive otherwise. Me also, only in the last 7 years I'm like this. Earlier, I wouldn't care a hoot what somebody is thinking, somebody is doing, all this nonsense. Only when to a point I built the whole thing and dhyana linga, and then before consecration and after consecration, I'm a completely different personality. People who know me before, they can't believe I'm the same person. Everything about me I changed. I wanted to change further, but then I thought they'll be too heartbroken, so I controlled a little bit of it. But you should have seen Sadhguru Sri Brahma. He was like fire. People would be just terrified. If they looked into his eyes, they would be just terrified. I've softened myself constantly. If I don't smile for 1 hour, you will be terrified sitting with me. Not because I'm dangerous, because I'm threatening. I threaten your very existence the way you are right now. Everything that you are right now will feel threatened if you just sit with me and if I don't smile. I'm constantly smiling so that you don't run away. Yes. If this intensity is not there, it is just talking spirituality. If a guru doesn't constantly threaten everything that you are, why do you need him? To learn something, you can learn from a book. You don't need a guru to learn. Guru is there to demolish those things that you yourself can never demolish, so that the limited is destroyed, so something beyond happens to you. So if something beyond has to happen to you and you want to achieve things in this life, then if new dimensions enter your life and you don't know how to handle it, you'll be in lots of trouble. Today, solace peddling is passing off as spirituality. Don't worry, I'll bless you, everything will be okay, everything will be okay. I don't want anything to be okay for you. Do you understand? I don't want anything to be okay for you. I want to turn your life upside down so that you see things the way they are. Turning your life upside down does not mean uprooting your house or your job or your health or something. Your perspective. Your perspective of life has to be completely turned upside down, otherwise you will not see things the way they are. That you cannot do by yourself. If you do it by yourself, the changes that happen will make you so scared that you will again run back to the old ways. Unless there is somebody here guiding you and tempering those things and controlling those things for you. When… on the energy level, when changes happen, you will think that you're actually going to die. Something totally new is happening. Anything new feels like death for most people. Anything new is very threatening. Anything absolutely new, people will think death is going to come, isn't it? See, right now, let us say something black and big just comes out of this wall. Huge fear, why? Because you think it's going to eat you up. You think death is going to happen. Anything new means your mind will feel threatened and it will think that you're going to die. So when big changes happen in your energy system, you naturally think you're going to die. Unless there is somebody there who will temper these things and allow these things to happen in certain ways as it's suitable for you, then you won't progress. You'll keep 1 foot forward and if something happens, you'll take 10 steps backward. So, spirituality, hardcore spirituality means managing all these things. These days we have, in the yoga center in India, we have controlled many things. Things are very controlled now. You should have seen the first 3 years when we came there, people were just going. Some of them howling like crazy day and night, some of them, tripping over very blissfully, some of them in all kinds of conditions, some of them totally intoxicated that they cannot stand for many days. Various kind of things happening because we were making certain fundamental changes in a very drastic way. But now it is very tempered and set forth in a certain way. And whatever we did in the early times, it has made such a big difference for that space. Those of you who have been there, depends to what extent you're sensitive to these things, but you just stand outside. I'm not talking about the building, I'm talking about this piece of land. Stand outside, feel that space. Okay, sit outside in the forest is very beautiful. Sit there and meditate. Come inside and meditate, you'll see the big difference. The whole space is like loaded with energy. So creating a space where everything is on fast forward, putting your life on fast forward. Spirituality fundamentally means putting your life on fast forward. You don't want to go at the normal evolutionary pace, you want to mutate, that's what spirituality means. So creating an energy space where everything happens fast. And when everything happens fast, life will happen in a little different way than the way you understand. If you play the music on fast forward, you know how it sounds? It'll be like that. So, when you are playing that kind of music, there must be somebody to decipher what's happening, otherwise people will just run away. It involves various aspects, but fundamentally, to put it simply, yes, to put your life on real fast forward. We don't want you to go at the evolutionary pace. That would take too long. I don't have that kind of patience. I'm not going to be around that long.